is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirts, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. Hey guys, I'm Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. We're going to talk about Danuel House. Somebody requested me to do this video in the comment section, and I told you guys if you request a video, I will make it for you guys. I am making these videos for you guys, and I enjoy doing this. And like I said, if you want to see any particular video, you can request it on my Facebook page by messaging me or comment on the video there. Or you can comment, obviously, in the comment section on YouTube. Or you can just message me on YouTube if you want me to do a particular video. So, Danuel House has been a steal so far. Even though he didn't play that many games with the Rockets, he looks like a perfect fit with what they're trying to do. Danuel House, he blends in well with this team because his best ability is being able to make quick decisions and be able to take high quality shots, which is mostly the spot up three, the corner three, and layups and dunks. Wait, that's what they want to do in Houston. So he's doing exactly what they need and want him to do. So far in Houston, and he has been amazing, shooting over 40% from three, shooting even better in the last 3 games from three, and he became a better passer. He just makes the right play. He's not on the court to just go out there and chuck a bunch of shots because he came from the G League. For people that don't know, he played in the G League and he got called up by the Rockets because he was playing well, and they just needed some wing depth because they have Gerald Green. He's 6'7". They don't really have as many lengthy bodies as they did last year because they had Gerald Green last year, but they also had Bahamute. They also had Trevor Ariza, and that's a position that I told you is a weakness in this Houston team, is that they don't really have any long, lanky defenders because they want to beat the Warriors. That's a team that you have to beat if you want to come out the Western Conference, and they just don't have that position as deep and as stacked with two-way players as they did last year. And people said that a lot last year. And if you look at Game 7, Kevin Durant took a lot of those guys to the post and shot right over them, or he did it in the high post and shot right over them. So you definitely want to have size and athleticism at that position because most of the best players in the West are wings or guards. So you want to have a lengthy defender that can switch and guard 1, 2s, and 3s, and sometimes 4s, depending on who's out there, because you got the Tobias Harrises and stuff that's mostly in Paul Millsaps that are really 3s, but since they're big and they can shoot, they can play the 3 or the 4. In a modern day NBA, they're the new 4s, and you want a guy that can do that, and I don't feel like they had that. And Danuel House, even though he is 6'7" and he can shoot, he's never been known as a defender. But he also have never been known as a great three-point shooter. He also haven't been really known as a passer. He also haven't really been known as a guy that can, finish around that rim consistently off the dribble. And he's been working on his handles. He's been working on his playmaking ability. And the Houston system is just so easy. It's not just dribble, stand around James Harden. They move the ball well, and you have to pay attention to where they're going because they can dribble and score off the dribble. Chris Paul, James Harden, they can shoot the threes off the dribble. They can play in the pick and roll. They can get to wherever they want in the paint due to probing. They can keep their dribble alive. They can get to the basket. They can float and stop and pop mid-range. So they're virtually unguardable offensively, especially when they're surrounded by the right type of weapons. And Danuel House fits that description as one of the weapons that they needed, because he can do basically what Trevor Ariza has done, and that's put the ball on the floor when he needs to and shoot the spot up 3 when it's available, and especially that corner 3. And PJ Tucker is one of the best at the corner 3, and that means you need somebody at the other corner, and you have House that can do that outside of Gerald Green and Eric Gordon. Now, I still feel like Eric Gordon has fell off because of his shot selection. He doesn't drive as much as he used to. He settles for further threes when he can take better shots, and I think that's something that really hurts them at that three position. When they start Eric Gordon, not only is he undersized, he never been known as a great defender, but also his shot selection has been shoddy. I understand that he's shown and proved that he can make those threes, but he has been off all year and never really could get it going for the whole year. He had streaks where he was just flat out bad, and then he had streaks where he was decent at best. But with him not having the right type of size, and his shooting coming and going as it has done all season, you need somebody that can be a consistent presence at that three position. Because even with Gerald Green can be a guy that takes difficult shots and has bad shot selection also, even though he can heat up and he can catch fire from three, and he can play on and off the ball, and that's what you need in this instance. He's not known as a defender either, so I still think that's what they're going to miss mainly is guys that can play multiple positions, but also guard multiple positions. Because Danuel House, Eric Gordon, and obviously Gerald Green doesn't fix that void that they're missing right now in Houston. But they still can outscore anybody. They still can literally blow anybody out. We done seen them do like just like the Warriors, where they can just catch fire from three, or they can just close out a game that they should lose. They can steal it by getting timely stops and hitting timely threes, or just getting quality shots better than their opponent. And that's what championship teams do. They find ways to win games. They find ways to break teams. They found ways to wilt teams that's already bad. And I seen that in Minnesota. They had a competitive game, and next thing you know, the Rockets was like, "We done. Let's go ahead and win this game. Let's go ahead and take it." And then they went out there and did it, and it was just showing you that this Rockets team really can be great when they focus. I even told you guys that when they beat the Warriors 3 times this year. I told you that they get up for the Warriors. They want to prove that they're better. They want to play. Their defense is amazing when they play the Warriors. They all talking. They all rotate. They get a lot of steals. They get a lot of blocks. And then they just feel themselves a lot more offensively. They take shots and they keep the ball moving and they keep putting them in positions. This is a team that even the Warriors, as great as their defense has been, even though it's been a little patchy this year, it's funny how they just can't figure out this Rockets team. But nobody really can, because they was even one of the best offensive teams of all time last year. So it's not the Warriors' fault. It's just Mike D'Antoni has always been known for having great offenses and historic offenses and turning players into being better than what they really are by putting them in systems that helps strengthen their strengths. They're already great at what they do. He just makes them better and put them in better positions. And that's what a coach is supposed to do. He's supposed to find ways to get the best out of his players and put them in situations where they can see offensively and defensively. And I personally feel like he has done that. And you have to give them credit because their defense has gotten better. But when they play the Warriors, this team gets up, they rotate, they help defense. They play in the passing lanes. They take quality shots. Sometimes they do still get a little three happy, but when those threes are falling, it's over. You can't guard Chris Paul. Nobody in the world can stop James Harden at this point, and that just puts you that we can't double team, we can't trap because it's gonna leave a shooter open. And if it don't leave a shooter open, they can just get right to the paint, or they can just make a pass and lob it to Capella to finish in the paint, and he can even make passes outside of the paint and just throw it to a shooter or give it to Chris Paul or James Harden to reset the offense if they get an offensive rebound. So the Rockets, at sometimes, they look undefeatable. And we done seen them literally go bucket for bucket, three for three, execute after execute against the Warriors to the point where they went into overtime multiple times, and they have had high scoring games because they're just that good of a team. And you have to give credit to Daryl Morey. The roster that he started with got a lot of complaints this year. A lot of people wasn't feeling it. A lot of people wasn't believing in it. I told you that the Rockets going to finish number 2 or number 3 in the West, and it looks like it's going to happen. They had a season that they was going to win about 47, 48. I told you guys they're going to win between 50 to 53, and they look like they're on pace to win at least 50 to 52. And they not going to finish second most likely, but finishing third, you still do get home court advantage in the first round, and you do avoid the Warriors until you get to the Western Conference Finals. And if I had to pick two teams that's the best in the West, I had to either pick Golden State, which is obvious, or Houston. I said Houston is the second best team in the West. I said that from the beginning. I haven't jumped off the bandwagon. I haven't picked nobody else. I haven't even picked Denver all season. They have been more consistent and was at one point at the top of the West. And I kept saying, guys, the Rockets are injured. They're beat up. They're banged up. Daryl Morey will fix this roster. They will get more help. They will get better players. And they even got under the luxury tax while still being a championship contending team. So you got to give him even credit for that. And they'll be fine by the end of the year. Chris Paul went out. James Harden went out. Clint Capella went out. And they still found a way to finish almost at a 50-win season and finish with home court advantage in the first round. And their defense and their offense is clicking. And they starting to look like that team last year that was unstoppable. Now, will they have an elite defense? Maybe not top 3 defense, top 5, but they still can be one of those teams that's either great, not elite, but great. And I still think they can reach that level because Tucker is a great defender, because Chris Paul is still a great defender. James Harden is not a pushover anymore, especially in the post. And then you still have Clint Capella anchoring that defense in the middle, being able to rotate, switch, and guard smaller players, but also cleaning up the rebounds, closing out possessions with defensive and offensive rebounds on offensive end. So the Rockets have done everything I thought they would do. They've done everything I said they would do from the beginning of the season, even in summer, and they have found a way to put themselves in position to go back to the Western Conference Finals if they can beat Denver, which is easier said than done because they have a team that has a bunch of shooters. They can space out the floor, and they have improved defensively too. I'm not saying this is an easy ride. I'm not saying they're going to destroy everybody, but they do look like the biggest threat to the Warriors because they have Chris Paul and James Harden. It's arguably the second best backcourt in the NBA. Only reason why they second or less is because Chris Paul stay injured. But when Chris Paul is healthy and he plays, he looks amazing. His defense look great. His offense is where it needs to be. And Danuel House adds another wing player that can play multiple positions, score, pass, and get to the paint when he needs to, and snipe three-point shots when they become available through kickouts, drives, or just obviously getting the ball moved around and just hitting a wide open three when it's there. And he's not trying to do too much. He's not trying to outshine. He's not trying to do anything to gain attention. He's doing what they need him to do. He's playing in the system, playing his role, and accepting what they have given him to do. And he has excelled and been excellent. Will he stay on this roster for the rest of the year? I don't know. It looks like it, but he is exactly what they need. He is exactly what he fits exactly what they're trying to do. And at the end of the day, you have to give him credit for that. He came in, played, and did what he was supposed to do. And this is a player that was a steal. Most people don't know him. Most people don't care about him. But the people that do know and do care and have been watching the last couple games, he has been excellent. And he's been giving you around 15 points a game in the last 3 games, too. So you got to watch out for that. Plus the three-point shot, been 40 on 3 to 5 attempts. He has been able to knock that down, too. And that's what they need consistently at that 3 position, especially when they have Harden and Paul on the court. They need that spacing with PJ and obviously the wing to give them that space. And if Eric Gordon is not giving them, they have another player that can give it to them outside of Gerald Green, and that gives them depth at that position, which you need, especially going against the Warriors when they're one of the best three-point shooting teams in history, and they're a dynasty that you're trying to take down because they've been beating you. They went to the Western Conference Finals twice and got beat by the Warriors, and I know James Harden's sick of that. And the best way to stop it is beating them. And they came close last year. We're going to see if they can do it this year. But until then, check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that checks out the video. Thanks for everybody that likes the videos. Thanks for everybody that comment. Where, like I said, you can request videos that you want to see in the comment section below. Also, I make videos, discussion videos just like this. I cover the trade deadline. I cover the buyouts. I do breakdowns. I do tributes to the legend breakdowns. I also cover the drafts, and I also cover season previews. I try to do all things NBA as much as I can. I try to go 365 and give you as much content as I can. And thanks for watching. Check out my older video. Check out my playlists on my channel, Queen Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to let me know what you guys think about Danuel House getting signed to the Rockets and playing phenomenal and knowing his role and doing it well.